Hello and welcome to the 24-25 League 2 predictions that I will be reacting to from the start of the season. Which ones did I get horribly wrong and which ones did I get decent and right, maybe spot on the nose. But yeah, let's just dive straight into these predictions. My knowledge is a bit less on this one compared to the Championship and League 1, so yeah, let's just dive straight into reacting to my predictions from later in August. Into 24th spot we go, and it is Morecambe. Really poor prediction from me. I said they'd finish up in 17th. -7 difference. I thought they'd be down there, getting relegated from League One, but that didn't obviously happen. And all the League One sides that got relegated last season had really poor seasons, like Carlisle, Cheltenham, all them, etc. I think, was it Derek Adams in charge of Morecambe? It was. He managed to get them relegated. Absolutely abysmal season. I think, did he get sacked towards the end of the season? I think he stayed, actually. Yeah, he did stay, and I'm not sure why Morecambe stuck with him, because the results were obviously really poor. They stuck with him through the whole season. Only won 2 of their last few games, and then they lost 1, 2, 3. They lost 6 games on the bounce towards the back end of the season. Yeah, so absolute shocking season from Morecambe. Lee Angle, their top goal scorer, is an absolute baller for League 2, and probably will move to another League 2 side in the summer. So yeah, Morecambe, I said 17th. They actually finished 24th and bottom. Horrible prediction. Into 23rd spot we go, and it was Carlisle. I said Carlisle would finish up in 11th, so that is a -12 difference. That is another horrible prediction from me. I don't know what I've been doing in these last few in the predictions. I either get them right or really far off. That seems to be the way with most of people's predictions. So yeah, Carlisle in 11th. I said they finished 20. I said they finished 11th. They finished down in 23rd and got relegated. Mike Hughes, he tried to rescue them towards the back end of the season, but it just wasn't to be enough. And I think another few games, and he definitely would have got them out of it. Although there was quite a big gap. There always is a big gap between 23rd and 22nd in League 2 each year. I think their manager stuck with them. They appointed Mike Williamson. They went through 3 managers: Mike Williamson, Mark Hughes, and at the start of the season it was absolutely horrible with Paul Simpson. He got sacked very early on for Carlisle United in this one. So yeah, absolutely horrible season for them. They got relegated to the National League. I think Mark Hughes is going to leave. So yeah, I said 11th. They actually finished 23rd and relegated. Into 22nd spot, and it was Newport County. I actually said Newport County would finish bottom of the league, so it's pretty close. They almost went down this season under David Williams. I think they changed manager quite a few times this season. Correct me if I'm wrong. As I've said previously, my knowledge isn't great on these down lower size. Carl Hudlin, ex-Solihull Moors. I do recognise him. Absolute giant. I think he's like, what, 7 foot tall or something. Absolutely ridiculous. 206 centimetres. Very tall man. Yeah, Newport. I mean, most people tip them to go down at the start of the season. It wasn't a bad season overall, considering that they stayed in the division. But yeah, they'll definitely want to kick on next season and see what they can do in the summer, etc., and see what can happen there. Top scorer was, I believe, it's Bobby Camwa. Top scorer for Newport. I said they finished bottom. They actually finished 22nd. A decent season for Newport County. Another close one I nearly got correct, and that was Accrington Stanley. They finished 21st. I said they finished 19th. Get relegated from League One the previous season. Not doing great at all, were they? So yeah, all the League One sides: Accrington, Cheltenham, Carlisle. They will be there next season. Carlisle and Morecambe all getting relegated after being in League One recently. Just shows how weak League One is getting, and we can see how Cambridge, Shrewsbury and all those sides and Crawley do next season, but recently getting promoted, those sides, so maybe they will do better in League 2 than expected than some of these teams. Accrington, after losing John Coleman, they've just been on a downward trajectory. John Coleman had them well drilled, knew what he wanted out of that Accrington side, and he was a manager for a long time there, and then he lost his job. Bit of like the game's gone kind of thing, because he's been there for so long, but I'm not going to dwell on that too much. Accrington down in 21st. Horrible season for them. A lot of people tipped them to not do very well, and they didn't do very well, and yeah, finished 21st. I said they finished 19th. Was actually predicting them higher before that in my really early predictions, but yeah, horrible season for Accrington Stanley, and need to do something in the summer if they are to propel up League 2. But I said 19th. They finished 21st, so not bad, -2. And the first abysmal prediction of the day, and it is Tranmere Rovers. I said they'd finish up in 5th. They actually finished in 20th, so a -15 difference in this one for me predicting Tranmere Rovers. I just think they would have kick-started under Nigel Adkins, and they really didn't. He got sacked, and then it just went south for Tranmere there. I think they were around mid-table when Nigel Adkins was around, but yeah, it just went south, and they were almost dragged into a relegation battle at the end of the season. So yeah, abysmal prediction. I thought they would have done okay. They did horribly. So yeah, I think they just need to do something similar to Accrington, Newport. There are ways to get out of this league. Look at Wrexham, look at Stockport, and look at Notts County, Chesterfield recently get promoted from the National League, and even Bromley doing really well in this league. So it just shows how weak this league is getting now. So yeah, horrible prediction from me. Tranmere Rovers down in 20th spot after losing Nigel Adkins. And I said to finish up in 5th, a -15 difference. One of the worst yet. Well, if you thought Tranmere was bad, MK Dons is just as bad. They finished 19th. I said they'd finish up in 3rd. I said they would get automatic promotion and would go up to League One. I saw the relegation down from League One a couple of years ago, or was it last season? There's a bit of a surprise. They almost stayed up. So yeah, poor from MK Dons. Yeah, I don't know what's going on there. They're getting relegated, and the strength of League Two is just strengthening year on year with the teams from the National League just coming up and doing really well. So yeah, -16. I mean, they went through Scott Lindsay, and then they went back. I think they started out with Mike Williamson. He got sacked. Was it Mike Williamson or somebody else? Ex-Gates head coach. Now with Paul Warne in charge, of course, they'll be looking to kick on at the end of the season. They had Scott Lindsay, and then who was it? Mike Williamson was Mike Williamson, who went to Carlisle. That was a shocking appointment. Not sure what went on there. MK Dons. Nothing else to say really, apart from I said they'd finish up in 3rd. They finished down in 19th, so an absolute horror show, and I think that is my worst prediction for League Two this season. Into 18th spot we go, and it is Harrogate Town now. I said Harrogate would finish down in 21st spot. They actually exceeded expectations from me. So, yeah, there was a +3 difference in that one. Yeah, I'm not really what to say about Harrogate. I mean, I think they kept the same coach. I have no idea who the manager is. They're one of the teams. Simon Weaver how long has he been at Harrogate? Since 2009, one of the longest serving. Well, he is the longest serving manager in League Two, and well, of course, across the whole of the EFL. I think March was the top scorer. Josh March, yeah, top scorer for Harrogate. This season, Ellis Taylor would join us with Bryn Morris and Toby Sims. Yeah, not a whole lot to say on Harrogate, to be honest. I said they finished 21st spot. They'd actually finish in 18th, so not bad. Into 17th spot we go, and it is Gillingham. Gillingham, that's right. I said Gillingham would finish up in 6th. A bit of a horror show of a prediction for me. I thought, was it Neil Harris at the start of the season for Gillingham? Gillingham, sorry. Was it? I think they... Or was it? I'm so lost with all the managers at the moment in League Two. It was Mark Bonner, wasn't it? I think for Gillingham, and yeah, they absolutely had a bit of a horror show. He got sacked, I think, and it was Grant McCann. No, it wasn't. Not Grant McCann. What am I waffling on about? It was Mark Bonner. He ended up getting sacked in January. Of course, horrible. Well, it was just terrible through the whole season. Gillingham 6th. I said. Finished in 17th, so yeah, not great from me. Just go through their season, why not, quickly, because I don't know much about them. Jaden Clark with top scorer, Robbie McKenzie with 13 goals combined for them. Max Clark getting the assists. So yeah, not very... They were the draw specialists towards the end of the league season with so many 1-1 draws. So yeah, down in 17th, I said they finished 6th, a -11. Horrible prediction from me in this one. Into 16th spot we go, and it is Barrow. I said Barrow would finish up in 13th, so quite a close prediction. I see it's a -3 difference, of course. Andy Winch at Solihull Moors boss coming in for Barrow after they sacked, I think it was Pete Wild. Correct me if I'm wrong on that one. They did sack Pete Wild. And it was Stephen Clements, sorry. Yeah, so not an amazing bit from Barrow, but yeah, and then bringing in a very experienced coach in Andy Winch, and he went to Barrow, and that kind of left Solihull Moors in the mud in the National League, as I follow them a little bit. So yeah. Yeah, Barrow 16th, 13th, not a bad prediction really. Squad wise, they had Aqua and Keelan Spence, Theo Vassell all doing well. Ben Jackson get 10 assists, will be one of the highest assist scorers in League Two this season, considering they finished down in 16th. So yeah, Barrow finishing 16th, nice low mid-table finish for them. I said they finished 13th, only -3 difference in this one. Into 15th spot we go, and it is Cheltenham Town. I said Cheltenham Town would finish up in 9th. So yeah, that's a bit of a horror show of a prediction from me. A -6 prediction on that one. I haven't updated it on my thing. I've put +6. They didn't finish up in 3rd, did they? But yeah, a -6 for Cheltenham Town. That's not bad from me. I thought they would have been a bit better coming down from League One. They were one of the better sides in League One the previous season, I think. A 3-0 loss on the final day to Bromley. They weren't great towards the end of the season. They probably did have a small outside chance of the playoffs, you would have to say, and then ruining Carlisle's hopes and sending them down as well in the last couple of minutes, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong on that one. So yeah, not bad. It was -6. It's definitely not as bad as MK Dons or like any of the other teams. So yeah, -6 on this one. Cheltenham finishing down in 15th. I said to finish up in 9th. So yeah, not bad, but not great. -6. Into 14th spot we go, and one of my closer predictions is Fleetwood Town, of course. I said Fleetwood would finish up in 12th. They finished in 14th, so only a -2 difference in this one. So yeah, not bad. But yeah, finished. Well, I said they finished 12th, didn't I? 14th. They did actually finish under who was their manager on the back end of the season. They were involved in that game against Bradford on the final day. Pete Wild is the manager of Fleetwood. So yeah, he joined Fleetwood after leaving Barrow at the back end of the season. That's why I got confused with Barrow. But yeah, Fleetwood. I think they did come down, but they were the worst League One side, I think, out of the. Yeah, they were the worst League One side out of the lot, really. Stats wise, top scorer for them was Matt Virtue, along with Ryan Graydon and Ronan Coughlin. In their Fleetwood Town, they were 10th on the football rating overall in the season, so not that bad. They predicted them up in 10th. So yeah, Fleetwood, not bad prediction, only -2 in it for me. And Fleetwood, I said they'd finish in 12th, they finished 14th. Into 13th spot we go, and it is Crewe Alexandra. That is right. I said Crewe would finish. Where did I say Crewe would finish? I'm trying to work it out now. 15th, so a +2 upgrade. I thought Crewe would have struggled this season. They were in around the playoffs, but then really just fell off towards the back end. They did that, I think, a season before, and then ended up getting to Wembley and narrowly missing out on League One football. They always seem to end the season really badly to Crewe. Yeah, after losing David Artelheim to Grimsby, I think they haven't really been on the same dizzy heights as they were when they got promoted to League One. That was probably the maximum they could have got out of the side. So yeah, not bad. Another +2, -2 upgrade, whatever you want to call it, in this one for Crewe. So yeah, not a bad one, especially considering MK Dons losing in that game to Walsall on the final day. Lee Bell not having a bad season, being appointed in November 2022. It hasn't been bad for Crewe. They don't have much potential, but yeah, +2 difference. I said they finished 15th. They finished 13th. Into 12th spot we go, and this is one I got really wrong, was Ian Holloway and Swindon Town. Yeah, Ian Holloway needs to, well, he's done a cracking job at Swindon with all the ownership issues off the pitch. Ian Holloway's done a fantastic job, but he does like to walk away from teams, if you know what I mean, in the second to third season, like with Grimsby and I think QPR and Millwall, or the other teams he has managed. I think Blackpool has been his only good job. I don't really rate him as a coach that much. I know a lot of Blackpool fans will disagree with me there, but yeah, I don't rate him as coach. But he's done well here with Swindon. He's somehow got them playing football. I think Yeah, not bad season. When he took over, they were down in 22nd, which is where I predicted them, actually. Just not talking about that. It was a plus 10 difference. Yeah, it wasn't great prediction for me. I thought Swindon would actually probably go down at the start of the season. I just didn't put them in the relegation zone because I thought Bromley would be a lot worse, but we'll talk about them shortly. So, yeah, not bad for Swindon. 12th place, all the ownership issues. I think they'll be happy with that. Charlie Austin doesn't play for them anymore. I'm still thinking he does. Kabango Chimanga, I can't say that name, and Harry Smith getting the goals for Swindon this season, and basically all of their goals, pretty much 15 and 11 combined, which equals to 26. So yeah, Swindon 12th. I predicted them down 22nd, plus 10 difference. Not very good prediction from me there. Into 11th spot we go, and it is Bromley. Really good season after winning the promotion final last season for Bromley. Yeah, so that was a really incredible season. This leagues just keep getting weaker year on year. Well, just the teams from the National League are so strong, and they are really good. Andy Woodward, last thing the season, of course, for Bromley, really, really good for them. Ex-goalkeeper, of course, is Andy Woodward. Yeah, decent season for Bromley in this one. I said they finished relegated, so it was a plus 12 upgrade for Bromley in this one. So yeah, not bad at all. Well, it is not a bad season for Bromley, but overall, Michael Cheek getting 25 goals, top scorer in League Two, absolutely absurd stuff. Not bad for Michael Cheek. 12 plus 12 on the prediction, a shocking prediction from me and for Bromley in this one. So yeah, a plus 12. So yeah, not a good prediction for me, but a great season for Bromley Football Club. Into the top 10 we go, and the only prediction I got right, and that is Colchester United, of course. I said they'd finish 10th. They finished 10th. Danny Cowley's boys, or the Cowley brothers that are managing Colchester. Actually, no. Oh, yeah, he is still in charge there. I thought, why did I think he got sacked? I think it was under some pressure. Oh, at the start of the season, and then they surmounted it, and they got back up the table, and then was competing with the likes of Grimsby, Salford, Crewe for those playoff places. None of them actually eventually got in, and Chesterfield sneaked their way into the playoffs. So yeah, Colchester was the only prediction I got right. I think I watched them like once this season. Matt Macy was the main reason they did well this season with his goalkeeping abilities. He should be a Championship League One kind of goalkeeper. I don't think he's quite League Two kind of goalkeeper. But yeah, decent season for Colchester United in this one, finishing 10th. Into 9th place we go, and it is Grimsby Town. I said Grimsby would finish all the way down in 20th after the really poor season in 23-24, where I think they did actually finish 20th. Oh no, I think it was 21st. Under David Artell. Yeah, not bad from Grimsby. I think I would have liked them to be in League One because just proper club and all that. I Blunder Park, proper ground. Danny Rose and Justin Abikwu getting the goals this season, a total of 21 goals. Overall for Grimsby Town, an Icelandic of Sven Thorsen international. Of course, Hume getting 12 assists. Not a bad season for Grimsby. End of the season really, really poorly. Didn't win their last 5 matches and lost 4-0 at home to Ian Holloway and Swindon in this one. So yeah, horrible prediction from me. I said they finished 20th. They actually finished 9th, which is a plus 11 difference. So yeah, not a great prediction from me. And yeah, Grimsby won't be happy, won't be bad, won't be, well, they won't be happy with their season because they were in the playoffs for the most of it. So yeah, not bad for Grimsby this season. They'll look to kick on and probably get the playoffs or maybe challenge for Autos next season. So yeah, plus 11, shocker of a prediction from me. Into 8th spot we go, and narrowly missing out on the playoffs, and that was Salford City. Salford, I predicted them all the way down at 18th, so it's a plus 10 difference. A pretty bad prediction from me for Gary Neville's boys. Drawing against Carlisle the final day kind of cocking up their playoff hopes. But Mark Hughes, Carl Robinson, manager for the season, is a decent manager at this level, and I'm surprised they didn't do better and even maybe challenge for automatics, but that is what Gary Neville and the class of 92 want to do next season, so they could definitely probably do that and certainly definitely challenge for them places. So yeah, Salford City in this one finishing 8th, disappointed not to get in the playoffs and narrowly missing out. Into 7th spot we go, and it was Chesterfield. I said they would finish up in 4th under Paul Cook. They actually let me down a little bit. So yeah, I thought Chesterfield would have a really strong season because most of the sides come up from the National League and do really, really well, don't they? But yeah, sadly for Chesterfield, it wasn't to be, as they have missed out on Wembley this season. Some decent players in there. Dobra having a good season, and Pepple up front for Chesterfield, only scoring the 5 goals. They weren't lacking out goal scorers, losing 4-1 to Walsall overall on aggregate and losing 2-1 on Friday night, of course. So yeah, Chesterfield be looking to build under Paul Cook. Maybe they can get promoted next season. They'll definitely be looking to do that with a bit of investment in the summer. So yeah, Chesterfield finishing in 7th. I said they're finishing 4th, -3 goal difference. 3 difference on the prediction, sorry. Into 6th place we go, and it is Notts County. They lost in the playoffs yesterday, but they finished 6th. And it was a decent season for Stuart Maynard's men. Jatta getting himself sent off in those playoffs, of course. We're talking about the prediction. I said they finished 14th. They actually finished in 6th. So not a bad overall prediction from me in that one. But yeah, it's still pretty bad. A lot of people did tip Notts County to get promoted this season. I didn't. I just didn't feel like it after they lost Luke Williams, I will admit. So yeah, they did finish down in 6th place. I said they would finish all the way down in 14th. But yeah, Jatta and McGoldrick getting the main goals for Notts County this season. So yeah, a bit disappointing for them really. But yeah, simple as really for Notts County down in 6th. They missed out on the playoffs as well, like getting knocked out. They did get the playoffs, but then they didn't get to Wembley. So yeah, a bit disappointing for them. I said they finished down in 14th. They actually finished in 6th, so they exceeded my expectations by +8. Into 5th spot we go, and it is Wimbledon, who will be playing at Wembley. I said Wimbledon would finish in the playoffs, but they would finish in the lowest of playoff spots in 7th. So +2 upgrade for AFC Wimbledon in this one. So yeah, they've had a really successful season. Have Wimbledon beating Grimsby on the final day to get in the playoffs in that one game shootout, of course. Matt Stevens with the 17 goals, clear of Wimbledon's top scorers this season. James Tiley with 7 assists in this one. So yeah, not a bust. They were at Wembley. They still could go up, of course. Could Wimbledon. So yeah, not bad at all for Wimbledon Football Club. They play on Monday the 26th of May, which is bank holiday, at Wembley at 3 o'clock. So yeah, Wimbledon be happy to 1-0 wins over Notts County, 2-0 on aggregate. So yeah, I said they finished 7th. They actually finished in 5th. So yeah, not a bad season for Wimbledon under Johnny Jackson. Into 4th spot we go, and it is Walsall, who have cocked themselves up this season. First 12 points clear with game in hand, and they really did mess it up. Did Walsall 16th for them. I said it was actually a +12, and they actually finished all the way up in 4th. Of course they did. So yeah, brilliant from Walsall. Well, not brilliant. Well, it was brilliant, but they should have won the league really under Matt Sadler, losing Low, of course, mid-season, which really kind of set them off. And then since they put Alfie Chang back in, the Birmingham on loan midfielder, they started playing well again and almost got promoted. So yeah, can they win at Wembley? I think they are slight favourites at Wembley, but I don't know, due to form, I still wouldn't trust Walsall completely in this one. But yeah, I think that's a horrible season from Walsall, really. I said they finished down in 16th. They've exceeded expectations from the start of the season. But if you asked a Walsall fan at Christmas, would you take 4th place? They obviously wouldn't, because they were well clear and 1st place for the majority of the season. So yeah, shocking season for Walsall. Even though I predicted them down in 16th, it was a +12. They really should have won the league. Into 3rd place we go, and it is Bradford City. I said Bradford would just miss out on the playoffs. So yeah, it's a bit of a +5 upgrade for me and Bradford City in this one. Coach Graham Alexander did a cracking job this season. Stats-wise, well, not stats-wise. Yes, stats-wise. That's why we were looking at Andy Cook, 12 goals, still top scorer, even though he was injured for some of the season. He seems very injury prone, does Andy Cook for Bradford. Yeah, but Graham Alexander has finally got Bradford City out of League 2 and they are back in the big time in Sky Bet League 1. They probably do belong in and around the Championship. But yeah, good season for Bradford. Antti Sarcevic scoring that all-important goal on the final day against Fleetwood to beat them. So yeah, a +5 upgrade. I said the finish in 8th. They actually finished in 3rd and got automatic promotion to League 1, finally, for Bradford City. And the top 2 are just the wrong way round. We've got Doncaster, who I predicted in 2nd. They obviously won the league, but we're not talking about Doncaster. We're talking about Port Vale because they finished 2nd. I said they'd win the league. Very, very close. So yeah, Port Vale, good season under Darren Moore. Always expected them to do well in this one. So yeah, very well done to Port Vale and Doncaster Rovers. But yeah, we'll just do a joint kind of. We will still talk about Doncaster. But yeah, Darren Moore doing a very good job for Port Vale in 2nd place. They obviously didn't win the league in the end. Stats-wise, this season, Laurent Tollage with the 14 goals. They were almost around well-rounded side with Port Vale. Didn't have any big goal scorers, but Darren Moore got the job done and got the promoted after it was looking a bit unlikely around Christmas period, Easter period as well. But yeah, Port Vale getting the job done and finally getting over the line and back in Sky Bet League 1 after the first time of asking. And then finally, it is Grant McCann's Doncaster who deserve to get out this league. And Billy Sharp, also, I think he's nearly 40-year-old Billy Sharp getting promoted for Doncaster. Joe Sparrow, Solihull, Harry Clifton also in there for 39-year-old Billy Sharp winning the league for Doncaster. Grant McCann knows how to get out this league in League 2. So yeah, if you want to manage it, ask Grant McCann to do it and he will get you out of League 2. So yeah, well done to Doncaster Rovers. They are promoted. They have won the league. I said to finish 2nd. They obviously finished in 1st, +1 upgrade, obviously. So yeah, Doncaster, your winners overall, and they win Sky Bet League 2. So yeah, Port Vale and Doncaster, well done, and good for me because I only got them wrong way round, really. Thank you very much for watching reacted to my 2024-25 League 2 predictions. We've got so much coming up on the channel. Player final predictions, probably do Europa League final prediction as well if we have time, because Spurs and United in it. And we'll also probably have Club World Cup predictions. We'll also have tier lists, all that over the summer. So yeah, do forget to keep subscribing and all that. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, share with friends. Do all that good stuff. And I'll speak to you all on the next one.